Hello and welcome to day 13 of Santa's Story Shed Advent Calendar. I hope that you're all doing well and taking care and keeping as warm as you can in this very, very cold weather. I have a story for you tonight from a friend of mine, Fee Brown, and it's about a Christmas garden. In fact, it's called The Christmas Garden. And I'm going to dedicate this story to Ollie Braithwaite, whose birthday is today. So, just sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the story. Orwell, the oak tree, stood as he had for centuries in what was now the Holcrofts garden. He was the lord of the garden, and all the other plants and animals that lived there knew it. Yet every year his fellow trees, Brian the birch and Hazel the hazel, became quiet like the rest of the garden. Others disappeared completely after flying around in groups or running up and down his trunk. Then in spring it was like someone with a magic wand had awoken the garden from a giant sleep. With this all would become colourful and alive again, yet none talked about the darkness and silence like it was a giant secret. Orwell decided he wanted answers to these mysteries. He began by shaking his left lower branches at Hilary the holly as the humans talked to her and maybe overheard their whispers of what was going on. She twisted up and round a fence that looked like a distant cousin of Hazel's, but chopped into 100 pieces. And she was also the garden gossip. If anyone knew, she would know. Hilary looked up at Orwell and said, "Orwell, our oaken lord, I saw you waving at me. Did you want something?" She had no sooner finished speaking when Ingrid could be heard laughing loudly. "Be quiet," Hilary snapped at Ingrid. "Our oaken lord speaks. Show some respect." Orwell spoke in his old gravelly voice. "Enough! I have questions and demand answers. I am getting old." Ingrid inched closer to hear. Orwell continued. "Why is it that at this time of year it gets dark early? Many of my friends disappear or seem to be asleep. But I cannot wake them. Some were so full of colour and life, now stand naked and shiver with the snow. And why do the humans seem brighter and noisier than ever with their nest bright and dazzling? Does anyone know?" At first all remained silent. Even Ingrid had stopped laughing, and the cyclamens had stopped their gossiping, staring back. Just as Orwell was again about to say, "Anyone?" he felt a tiny tapping at his roots. He looked down at a tiny robin tapping out as though in Morse code an answer. Orwell said to him, "Don't be afraid, child. Use your voice. The humans will not hear, as they really never listen to us anyway." With that, the robin cleared his throat. "Well, sir, I can't speak for all the birds," he stammered, "but I know the swallows flew south, as it's warmer down there." Ingrid mocked. "Well, it would be. Too far to expect them to walk, I suppose." A few distant laughs could be heard. The robin continued. "Some birds come here from the north, too. Oh, and we just like it here, especially in the snow. It can be such fun. And if we're lucky, the humans leave us food. Over there," raising his tiny wing as far as it would stretch. Orwell said, "I see. That is interesting. Thank you, young robin." "What is all the noise?" said Simon the squirrel, poking his head out from a hole in one of Orwell's branches. Orwell said, "So some of you do sleep. Must be nice to sleep." Nice." "Nice?" Simon sniffled. "It's what many mammals do in winter. Why do you think I raid all the trees for nuts?" Hilary said, "Yes, you buried some under here only 3 weeks ago." "So that's where I put them. I don't always remember." More laughs could be heard this time, including Ingrid's. Orwell looked around the garden. "So my friends Brian and Hazel, they're naked and look so vulnerable when Jack Frost laughs. Then the snow comes and whoosh, it's like they're held prisoner in white. The cyclamens spoke in unison. You're an evergreen. They're deciduous. They have their autumn ball to show off their beauty to all. After they fall, they rest as a hungover from the big party. Then in spring they grow new leaves, whilst you and the evergreens keep watch like the garden's army. Grasses and cyclamen whispered to each other. You'd think at his age he'd know these things. Maybe he's losing his memory as he gets older. Thank you, everyone. I feel I've learned so much. But what of the humans? Said Orwell, now feeling stronger than he'd done in years, and felt proud of the role his kind played. Rufus the dog came bounding over. I can tell you some of the human secrets. They're funny animals. Go on, bellowed Orwell. It's Christmas, said Rufus, wagging his tail happily. Christmas? Ingrid and Hilary said at almost the same time. Yeah, I've seen you inside, both of you, after they've given you a haircut, he laughed. I still don't understand, said Orwell, sighing. The little robin tapped his branches again. Finding his voice again, he said, It's a party. It lasts weeks. They even bring a tree inside. I've seen it, and cover him in bright colours. Rufus said, Oh, yes, that tree. Not allowed to lift my leg on it. Tried it once. Never again. Now the laughter was audible, and even Orwell laughed. He shook all his branches, sending Simon tumbling out at the hole. Thank you, everyone. We, too, will have a party celebrating friendship and being there for one another. Every living thing that year, and everyone since, the Holcrofts' garden parted in the moonlight. Soon word spread by the robin and Ingrid. Soon other gardens joined in too. The humans never noticed, though. They seldom do stop to look around them, only at their phones. Maybe one day they will. Perhaps it will be you that looks around. Maybe it will be you that looks around. Maybe you could do it tomorrow. Go out for a walk, have a look and see what you see. Write it down. Write a story about it. And if you do, you can send any stories that you have to thestoryshedblog@gmail.com. That's thestoryshedblog@gmail.com. If there's any other stories that you'd like to hear or any poems, then let us know at the same email address. If you want to make any dedications to anybody, write to us. Let us know what presents you'd like, what plans you're making for Christmas. But in the meantime, take good care, be well and safe, and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.